When you love someone, sometimes it feels like you're in a nice, safe, love-infused bubble that no one can penetrate. Then overnight, with a confession or a discovery, that bubble bursts. And boy, does it burst with a bang. But an increasing amount of people are opening themselves up to new things as societal norms from the past are being challenged and changed. To a great extent, people are even accepting of adultery from their partners. On this episode of Simply Gents, would you forgive a cheating partner? Well, let's meet the guys on Simply Gents as they discuss cheating, betraying the other partner's trust, and breaking the promise of maintaining emotional and sexual exclusivity with them.
Would you forgive a cheater? Or is cheating a forgivable offense?
I could forgive if I knew why they cheated.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Through that?
Yeah. Like if I knew and if I understand why they cheated, I could possibly forgive them. Because people cheat for different reasons. So let me explain.
But
right?
cheating is cheating.
I know. But people cheat for different reasons.
You steal something and you want to explain that I was hungry?
No, wait. Just hold on, right?
Howard is like on the edge of a seat.
I could potentially, and I say potentially because I don't know, I could potentially forgive a person who cheated because they felt neglected or they felt like I wasn't, or I wasn't nice to them or whatever, and then as a result they because women thrive on attention, don't they? Right? Like women thrive on attention. Like the moment you stop giving attention to a woman, she's gonna look for it elsewhere. There's always another in the picture who's willing and ready to give attention, right?
Yeah, true.
So if that was the reason, then yes, I could probably forgive it, right? But the cheating that I wouldn't forgive is everything is fine. Like, I'm providing, I'm taking care of home and everything, and then you go out and cheat. There I can't help you. Like I couldn't.
But what if everything's fine in your mind and not her mind?
Well, it depends. Usually men cheat on physical attraction. So like, you can be here today, see a pretty lady walk by, you're attracted to her.
Yeah.
Something happens, you guys hook up.
Yeah.
But there's no strings attached. You don't care about that lady. You go home, you go back to your wife, you're happy.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
Kyle, you have cheated.
Nothing changes.
But like, then the thing is, when a woman cheats, women look for emotional connection. So women don't really cheat on with a random guy. It's someone she's been talking to for long.
Yep.
So it's someone she's got to know, someone she likes, someone she can confide in.
Yep.
Which is a bigger problem. Like when men cheat, like honestly, yes, cheating is cheating, but I feel like men just cheat because it's an attraction. We get something like, oh shit, she's fine, she got big booty, she got pretty face, something, just something. But women, it's something deeper. They look for something deeper when they cheat, especially a woman who's in a relationship. If she cheats on a man, she looks for something much deeper. So
what you're
now,
essentially saying is you couldn't possibly forgive your wife if she cheated.
if I was married, yes, I would never. I'm a hypocrite towards it because I've been caught on the wrong side many times cheating, and personally, I just would never forgive that, but I expect to be forgiven. So yeah, it's kind of confusing, I know, but it's something that I can't accept from a woman, but I have expected them to accept it in the past.
From what he's saying, now there's a connection.
Yeah.
Unlike you doing it for booty, right?
Yeah.
There's just something that has attracted you. But for women now, according to Kyle,
It's deep.
the connection takes longer to establish.
Yeah.
So, when people are talking, then they develop that connection, which will lead to them cheating. And chances are, it's very difficult for you now to forgive because
You don't
of
know how
that
deep it goes.
attraction.
Yeah.
Because you might be in there, but you're no longer there. You have been replaced.
And I'm waiting on according to Howard.
According to Howard. According to Howard.
Well, according to me,
Could you forgive your wife, girlfriend, or whatever for cheating?
I don't think so. I
Why?
don't think so. Come on.
Why?
I would rather, if they cheat, I would rather not know. Because every time I think about that, I see maybe they're cheating with
guy.
Kyle. I see Kyle. Because she'll have to tell you everything. You know, like the whole shebang. No, it was Kyle. And now,
we did it at X Lodge.
imagine, so
in
every
his
time probably
house.
that I'm trying to be intimate
Yeah.
with my wife, the next person I see is Kyle.
Kyle.
Can I live with that?
Look,
So
What
it
do you
becomes,
think?
it becomes really difficult. It becomes really difficult.
what are your thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah, Emmanuel. What are your
It's not about what I think.
Let's start off by answering the question. Could you forgive your girlfriend, wife, or whatever?
what I
for
want to
cheating?
say.
Should we stand for
You've
this?
asked the right person.
Should we
Tom.
stand for this?
You've asked the right
It's
person.
never about what I think.
No,
It's
no,
something
no,
that
no,
really
no.
happened to
know.
me.
Yes.
It's something that happened to me.
Another story
So-
coming up.
Yeah.
Stand by.
So this is what happens.
yeah.
I find out after a while,
Yeah.
of course, like how I was saying, she made up her mind. It was over time. We weren't in good books for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were still married, staying together, but we were having issues, of course. And then we weren't being intimate like properly, maybe in 6 months,
What's when you say you're not being intimate? What does it mean?
like having sex.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. We were all wondering.
Oh yeah, we weren't. So then comes a day when I started. There's a time when I was noticing certain things, patterns. Women change, especially when they are cheating. You can tell. You can pick up the makeup.
Oh,
dressing.
not some of the professional ones.
No. There's a makeup that she always does.
Yeah.
And then there's another makeup that
Yeah.
that you change to.
Yeah.
And then the dressing also, you can tell. Okay, even your attitude, the communication changes. So I picked it up. Then I went through her phone. I didn't find anything, fortunately. But once we were talking, eventually I got to find out. Then she confessed that she was cheating. So for me,
Did you forgive him?
at that moment, I was in a moment, of course.
How did you feel?
But I'd already processed my mind. It was quite painful, but I thought about it before. So I actually say it to
So
myself.
he went through it before he went through it.
Yes, because I had seen the signs.
Yeah.
So you, in a way, you were prepared.
Yeah, I was prepared. Because you should always be prepared about these things, guys. Gentlemen, you should be prepared about these things.
So did you forgive?
Did you forgive? The question is, did you forgive?
Of course I did. I did forgive her.
Okay.
I did. I do
So
forgive.
the answer would be yes. Like
You
he-
can
he
forgive,
forgave.
depending on circumstances.
But
like-
wait. Because I've prior information to some of the things that you said. So, did you forgive to revenge, or you just forgave for the sake of forgiving?
No, I forgave for the sake of setting yourself free.
It's
you be
been more like
setting
interrogation.
But how did that work out for you?
Did you forgive to revenge, or you
No,
just
no.
forgave for the
Usually,
sake of...
when you hold a grudge or when you are in pain, you're supposed to let it go. Because the moment you forgive, you're actually setting yourself free. So that's the whole idea for me for
I don't
forgiving
believe that's
in the
good
first
at all.
basis.
I don't believe. Knowing him and the things that are coming out of his mouth, so you never once revenged.
It's
No,
okay.
I didn't revenge.
Tony, it's fine.
Per se.
It's fine. You can leave it for now. Yeah.
Fine.
But in any, I want to look at this from a
he
traditional.
doesn't say.
No, you will say. But I want to look at this from a traditional perspective, because you look at how things were done, even Kudara, where you find men being polygamous. You know, you're allowed to take in 3-4 wives, and women not allowed to do the same. So society, from that perspective, tells us it's okay
For a man
to go out, you know,
and hunt.
and hunt. All right? But
Yeah.
if a woman does the same, society says she has to go. Which becomes something that men can't forgive. And again, it comes to this aspect I was saying, where, for instance, in Nini, when somebody cheats, I see the other person. Because I'm thinking of the things that we do together when we are intimate. All right? How you...
To my favorite position.
Yeah, how...
Favorite
Okay,
angle.
I was going to say...
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, you know, when you're doing the thing and how you moan, how you...
No.
Well, I think we get the idea.
We're not gonna lie.
Right?
I've been cheated on before, and I know the emotional trauma that comes with being cheated on. Like, for a while, things are not okay, yeah? Because it's damaging emotionally. Like, I remember for the longest time, like, I struggled to get the equipment working properly, you understand? Because of the psychological, side effects of that. But I want to hear what he thinks. Would you forgive someone for cheating?
I would.
You would?
I would. I think for me,
Why?
it's that simple. Because in my mind, it's like, if we love each other, if we're together in that scenario, and I would forgive you. I would forgive you. Whether we continue the relationship or the marriage, that's a different question. But I think I would get to a point where I'd forgive you. For that reason, Kuti, I don't want it to be something that's weighing me down. Now, but it's not as simple as that. I would want to know, Kuti, what were the circumstances for you to then cheat? Are those things that resolvable? Like, is it you weren't getting enough attention? Do I need to give more attention? Yeah, if it's something that can be fixed, I'm all for, I forgive you, let's work on it. But if the underlying issue is something that cannot be fixed, I forgive you, but I think this is just the end of the road.
Is this real?
I like that. No.
It's real to me, Howard. It's real to me.
Wait.
I am with him 100%.
Is this real?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. Personally, I think I'm a bit biased, but I wouldn't forgive. Once you cheat, it's done.
But do you want to be forgiven if you cheat?
But to be real, guys,
I have cheated and I wouldn't mind getting forgiven. I have been forgiven countless times.
Why is this culture just we are so okay with a double standard? Why are we?
You've been forgiven, but you can't forgive.
But you can't forgive.
Yeah.
You know what?
You can have you can have friends of the opposite sex,
but I can't.
Like, why are we permitting a double standard? Why can't it be the equal both ways? We know it's been done culturally, but we're in a new time. We are creating the culture.
Guys, to be fair, it's important for us to be realistic about. Somebody posed the question once, and they said, "Is monogamy natural? Like, is monogamy a natural thing?" That's a conversation for another day, right? Mm-hmm. But the question was, is monogamy a natural thing? Like, is it something that's meant to be, or is it something that society and religion is imposed on human beings who are primarily animals by nature, right? So when you look at, I don't even need to look far. I look at me and the that I have done. Mm-hmm. You understand? I look at the I have done.
You have done a lot of
exactly. So just based off of that, I look at somebody cheating once, and I'm like, dude, you've only cheated once. I've done it like
gazillion times.
You get what I'm saying? So I think to expect another human being to be 100% faithful and 100% straight may not be practical. And I'm not saying that there are no people out there who don't have the ability to stay faithful to one partner for life or whatever. That's a whole different topic. But what I'm just saying is, I think when you look at you, right, if you're honest, Howard, and you look in the mirror...
Talk to Darryl.
If you're honest with yourself, if you're an honest man, which I think you are, when you look in the mirror and you look at the things that you have done, right, surely you can forgive someone for cheating once, right? cheating twice, 3 times or 4 times is a whole different conversation. But
true.
what I'm just saying is, humans are flawed beings. I mean, if it's not
so there's that
sexual
statement
cheating,
that says
you're cheating emotionally.
to err
right?
is what?
To err is human, yeah.
To forgive.
If you're not cheating,
divine.
because we generally define cheating by having sex with someone else, but I think that there's a deeper.
It runs
cheating-
deeper than that.
There's a deeper cheating that happens, which is emotional.
Yeah.
So 2 people, your wife could have an affair with someone in the UK that she doesn't even see or even met, but she's emotionally attached to this guy. Her heart belongs to this, or actually her heart is with this person. You understand? They've never slept together. But for me, that's a
I think
deeper
that's-
kind of cheating.
yeah, that's the
it's a
worst,
Deeper,
yeah.
It's a deeper betrayal than somebody who has sex with somebody once and that's it. You understand? What do you think?
I've got a friend, so they were telling me about problems that they were having in their relationship. So he says, Howard, me and my wife, we don't talk. When we talk, the most we do is 5 minutes. And if we go beyond 5 minutes, we are now fighting.
Okay.
But what I don't understand, my wife has a friend, and they can go for 3-4 hours on the phone
There you go.
talking.
There you go.
And I don't like this.
But why?
I don't like this because I live with I live with this. I live with this person, and I feel like they are cheating with this person. So my next question was, so this person is like in South Africa.
Yeah.
You are here.
Yeah.
What is the problem? Why is this some sort of an insecurity? Because no, explain to me. I can't hold a conversation for more than 5 minutes
With your wife.
with my wife.
I mean, but I feel like it's also, we need to also take responsibility on our part. Like, because I feel like for them to be going elsewhere to get something, what are we not giving them?
Yeah.
And in the first place, should we be married? Can I give you the thing that you need, that you're seeking elsewhere? I feel like it's more to do with us.
Yo, the only thing that astounds me about this whole conversation is the double standards. I'm just wondering, why is it that men can cheat and then we're accepted back, but then when women cheat, we don't want to accept them? I feel like the issue is less to do with the cheating. I feel like cheating is more, it's the result of something else that we're not addressing, that we're not talking about. One, there needs to be no double standard. Two, this is what I said. If basic needs are met in a relationship, basic needs being physical, spiritual, and emotional, then there's no need to cheat.
Sometimes we're responsible for a lot of the cheating that women do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fact.
Not
Thank you
sometimes,
so much.
most times.
Most times. Because we like I said, I saw something on social media the other day. It was a woman who posted it and she said, if your woman ever, cheats on you with another man, it's because of one thing and one thing only. Attention.
So women thrive
But I beg to
on
differ.
attention.
I beg to differ. If you say we cause the other people, like the females, to cheat,
Yes.
it's wrong. In the sense that nobody can change who you are as a person. Nobody's supposed to. If you are cheating, it's because of your own selfish desires.
Not always the case, bro.
Why would you then?
Not always the case.
You know, I'd say if
So let me put you in a situation.
yes,
right?
yes,
You like sex, right?
yes.
You probably like to have it 4 or 5 times a week, right?
Yes.
And your wife wants 4 or 5 times a week. And your wife wants to do it once in 2 weeks, right?
Okay.
Right? And then you end up cheating, right? Can we not say, or can we not conclude and say that the reason why you cheated was because you're not getting enough sex at home? Is it
It's a
not
fact.
partially her fault?
No, it's not your fault. She doesn't want to
whose
have
fa-
it.
So whose fault is it?
It's your own fault. You've got your own issues.
So where am I supposed to
What
get
are
it
your
to?
issues? That you
The
want
issues
sex
you
too
want
much?
more. Yeah. It's like
When you guys were dating, though, I was not worried because could I've got a lower
Yeah, exactly.
sexual appetite and you have a lower sexual appetite. How are we going to navigate a marriage?
there's no cheating that you can justify. That's the issue.
No. I think we contribute. Okay, by neglect, we cause a lot of cheating. You understand? So Howard is going through
What are the-
whatever issues is going
Because
through.
my question is, what are the chances that you're going to make a mistake? We're all human, remember?
No.
Yeah, but
I'm not.
bro.
But can you at least ensure that you meet your wife's basic needs,
Needs.
financially, emotionally?
But you can't
can
be
you
a
at least-
Superman, guy.
No.
I
No one
won't.
is expecting you to be Superman, but I can guarantee you, if you don't talk to your wife as much as you should, somebody else will.
So now
do you agree?
it boils down to
Yes,
communication.
I agree.
Yes. Is it? So by neglect, you allow for certain things to happen.
But I can't really say it's my fault.
No, I hear him. I hear him.
If she's perfect,
cheater is because
it's better.
Animal issues.
It's better she confronts you.
No. In a way, he's right.
Yeah, but
Because now it boils down to choice. You've got a choice, Tony. In everything that happens,
Everything,
you've got a
yes,
choice. Right now, you're eating.
Yes,
You've
but-
no, wait. You've got a choice to either eat or drink. It's
Yes.
your choice.
All right.
So things are not working between Emmanuel
And Susan.
and Susan. Things are not working.
True.
They should go back to the basics. What are the basics?
Yes.
Communication.
Yes.
Sha, inini I told you, but inini I don't have that huge sexual appetite. And you told me. Kuti I think there's a language inkara ili manja.
Oh, okay. All right.
What does that even mean?
Wazobvunza kodzana kutaurira.
What does that mean?
Oh.
So such a scenario now, you see that things are not working.
Yeah.
And the man is going out. The woman should know and should be able to work around Emmanuel.
Yes.
Because that's why you are in a relationship.
Exactly.
You need to be tolerant.
Yes.
You know this.
Yeah.
And so the tolerance comes because you are talking, you are expressing your whatever issues that you've got so that Emmanuel can address them or Susan can then address whatever issues you've got. So at the end of the day, if you choose to say, okay, this is Emmanuel, I'm not getting enough, and
So that would have
no matter how I try, Susan is not being responsive. So Emmanuel goes out, gets whatever he gets from outside.
Yes.
And Akabatwa, this is probably where you need to come in because I'm trying here. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Wabatwa, do you say, but you know my issue, eh? I love sex.
Because you caused it.
I love sex.
Okay, me, I was on the other end though. Though I'm defending.
Reality report is
Let him answer.
All right.
Okay, okay, I'll give you a quick one. I'm on the other end now. I was the one at fault some years ago. I have to say years, even if it was last year. I met this girl. She's amazing, very beautiful.
Yes.
I was like, I'm gonna commit for the first time in a long time.
Yes.
And so we started seeing each other first week.
Right.
So I thought, now it's going to happen because I expect it to happen very fast for me, especially the sexual experience. Then she's like, no, we have to take it a bit slow because we need to connect emotionally first, and then we invest it in each other. So I'm like, oh, that's deep, baby. I love this.
Smooth move, bro.
Then we're seeing each other almost every day, and then she's got a way to stop you from going further. So I'm like, but I've never been in such a situation now. Going for 2 weeks in a relationship without getting anything. So, of course, me being me, I made a plan. Went to see my ex. I chowed. Of course, that's cheating, right? And
So you admit that you are a cheater?
no,
wait.
He just admits that he's cheated.
No, he wasn't
Or
cheating.
he's cheating?
He wasn't
cheater,
He
but
wasn't.
He's
He
cheated.
wasn't cheating.
He wasn't cheating. Were you in a relationship with her or you're still trying to get there?
no, we're in a relationship now.
And not getting some.
No, she wasn't giving.
Oh,
me
and what are you saying here?
No, there's a story.
Wait, Kyle's like, oh,
There's a story here.
No, personally, I just believe like we're all adults. So I don't believe in this 3 months, 2 weeks, whatever waiting. If it's going to happen today, it's going to happen.
So
If
he
we meet
said
today, it's
he
gonna
was in a
happen.
relationship.
And he wasn't getting some.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know what relationship that is.
Why do you get into a relationship?
But you know,
Honestly, it depends. Like, I look for depth, for someone I can have a conversation with, someone where we like have similar things, get along with, like the same things. She has to be pretty, something like that, you know. But then the thing is, I found like a lot of my friends be like, ah, dude, I'm with this chick. 3 weeks we haven't had sex. 3 months we haven't had sex. I'm like, how the hell are you guys doing it then? Because I'm not going to get into a relationship with you if it's not on the table at the same time. We're adults. I'm not going to lie to you and be like, oh, you know, no, it's cool. I can wait 3 months. I can't. I'm not going to wait.
So it's
3
like
months.
the basis.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not. Sex is not our basis, but sex is something I'm expecting from a relationship.
Yeah, it's a fact.
So if I'm not going to get it within the next 2 weeks, 3 months, what the hell am I doing with you?
So I would argue like
Connecting
how you-
emotionally,
did you hear
bro.
that?
Spiritually.
did you hear that? For him, a relationship means sex.
Ah, no, but
we did say
Because that's what else are you doing if you're not connecting
I
physically?
asked him a question. Is sex the basis of your relationship?
No,
He said no.
But
It's not the basis, but
yeah,
the other
it's
thing
part
is,
of the package.
it's something you expect from a
Yeah.
relationship. And if
It's
I'm not
part
going
of
to
the
get it from you,
package.
that's going to force me to talk to someone else.
Wait, so if that thing isn't there, then the relationship ceases to exist.
So
Why-
let's,
why
let's-
lie to- yeah,
let's-
like-
let's change it a
yeah,
bit.
Why lie to each other?
Let's change it a bit. You talk about having a conversation.
Yeah.
There's no conversation, but there's great sex.
Great question.
That's a good thing. But, ish, you know what? That's for another day.
Would you go and cheat because you want somebody who...
a cow without the milk
No,
without the
no,
cow.
No.
So if you're having sex, you're done.
No. You said great sex. You said
Okay.
different thing. But I think cheating, it all depends. There's different reasons why people cheat. I can get home, long day at work. I get home and you're already in the mood. She's in the mood. It's putting off.
Yo,
You got stress at work, you're getting home, you're getting stressed at home as well. What you gonna do? Pick up your phone, message someone who's just gonna calm you down.
So now, right, he has taken us there. Because...
Wait.
yeah, I was gonna say.
No. I was starting to talk to somebody else. Right? He's gone home and somebody's in a mood. So he wants to talk to somebody. And he's talking to Susan now.
Yeah.
Right? But he's getting some, though the person is moody. So when you start doing that and Susan gets wind of whatever is going on,
Yeah.
Zuno Budabo. I think what God did is amazing. Despite everything that we were given one most important thing, the freedom of choice. Freedom to choose whatever you want. So when it comes to cheating now, you've got a choice. Because you made a choice to get into a relationship with somebody. Whether it matures to marriage or something like that, at the end of the day, you need to stick to what you've got.
I think my point got lost in translation. What I was trying to say was, can you at least meet the basic? You understand?
Yeah.
Can you at least meet the basic for your person? Because if you don't do it, somebody else will.
What is the basic?
The basic
Physical,
is this,
emotional,
right?
and spiritual.
Yes.
It's
the
those
basics
three.
being look after your woman financially, which is another conversation for another day, right?
That definitely is
Look
a
after
point
your woman
of
financially,
discussion.
like take care of her, make her feel secure, right? Secondly,
Who's going to look after me?
It's two-sided.
Yeah, I
Who's
think
gonna look
as far as
after
taking
me?
care of that needs to be
and
both
then
sides.
secondly, make time to connect with your person, you know, like have conversations, like support her emotionally. Because if you don't do any of these things,
Who's going
because we all have choices, and we
who's
must-
going to support me?
she's going to support you.
I feel like I think it just comes down to supporting each other both ways.
It's easier.
Just, I think those are the three main things that we need: physically, spiritually, and emotionally.
It's
However-
easier to cheat when you're not getting
Don't
any
look
of
at me
these-
like you cheat. You're looking at me like that.
You make it easier for someone to cheat when you're not there. You understand? When you're not present in the relationship, you make it easier.
not meeting
Yes,
the
ultimately
needs.
the choice lies with them.
You're being too academic. I want to hear a story of
So-
when the person you had cheated on you.
Okay, so what happened was I had just left Zim, moved to Malawi, joined a very top radio station there. I was on top of my game.
Top being subjective.
Yes. So when I go to Malawi, I had 4 different jobs at the same time. You understand? So I had 4 different paychecks coming from different places.
Okay.
I got a TV show. I was doing a radio show. I was working for this guy. I was working for that guy. I had a small business. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And in all of this, I forgot to take care of home. You understand?
But you were
I was always
providing
busy.
financially?
Yes, financially I was providing, but I was too busy for my woman. Do you understand? Right? I wasn't present.
She was not getting some.
So she was a stay-at-home mom at the
She
time.
was not getting some.
Listen,
She was not getting some.
you could say that.
Okay. We needed to establish that.
Physical, right there. You were providing financially, but physical. We went
physically,
there.
yes. And because she was at home and I wasn't there, yes, financially we were doing okay. We were doing great, right? I made it easier,
You opened the door.
yes, for certain shit to happen. You understand?
Did you talk about it?
We talked about it way after it happened, but in the moment we didn't. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, as much as the choice laid. What's the correct English?
Laid.
Laid. What to use?
The choice was with you.
The choice, the ultimate choice to cross the line was up to her.
Yes.
Oh, it should have been
But
her.
I aided that decision.
Buddy,
I made it easy. Okay, sure.
you didn't open the door for her. It was her choice.
Yeah, it was a choice.
Because the fact that you never... listen.
Because
The fact that you didn't talk about it. Because there was... Financially, you guys were okay. Physically,
They were not okay.
he was not there. But she was supposed to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
She was supposed to talk to you.
She made a bad decision.
Exactly. She was supposed to talk
But
to
you
you.
are not going to know that I was going to my physical needs.
It was too
But-
busy.
But you don't go special.
It was too busy.
makundijaja game.
No.
Sorry.
To judge Anyaya, to the point.
Makundijaja. All I'm just trying to say, the point that I was trying to make was, sometimes munhu akachita nditi awani cheating haingoitiki especially iri yemadzimai tikunzwisa kuti madzimai haangovhurire munhu vese makumbo, you understand, vakasiyana nesu because isusu garo rikangokurosa apa zvatopera wainzwisa nhasi unowe before 2 hours matovharana kulodge vanzwisa women don't operate like that, at least generally.
But wait.
Chinzo.
Wait. Urikuvarana uloji nani?
Ni munhu wasangana nega
So why are you saying women don't operate like that?
aiwa tena unzwe.
Valid point. Valid point.
At the point. Okay, so let me qualify my statement. Most women don't do that, right? Most women
You're
don't.
doing it with most women.
But at the moment,
I thought we can't
But-
generalize, period.
I was just trying to say, good. Consider my circumstances. I think there's different levels to cheating. There's cheating for sex, and there's cheating which involves the heart and the emotions, which I think personally is deeper. So for me, would I forgive a cheating partner? I think it depends on the why. I think the why matters to me more than the actual act of cheating. I would want to know why somebody cheated.
Kyle,
Kyle.
a woman is in your house.
Let's look at the
You know what?
And she's trying to explain
Yeah,
the
you know-
circumstances.
point I got.
Because Kyle, you were not
This
around.
point, I get his
No,
point though.
yes.
He's saying, munhu anganenzara. Ovapinda maukeka kana maspa. Ovahamba chikafu.
Ovahamba chikafu.
Ovasungwa.
Eh.
Ovanzwa ngwachibirei kuti ndandenzara. So it makes sense.
Zvasiyana nechii.
But don't
Guys, that doesn't make
Howard, mukadzi wako atemwa nafriars.
Ayo.
God forbid.
Change your example.
God forbid.
Change your example.
Okay, mukadzi wemwemfesi
Eh.
atemwa nafriars.
Okay.
But
Was anjakuone mushi.
anga ane 5 months asiri kupuwa chi.
But how would you go
Masi.
5 months without giving your wife?
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
No,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. So it can't
Would
only just be on one
still
person.
say
You want to go through
you can't forgive a person like that when you know you haven't been there for 5 months?
Okay, but how are you not
happens.
there for 5 months, first of
It
all?
happens, guys.
I
Remember,
mean, people go through issues.
remember
yeah?
in our situation
If
in
you
Zimbabwe right
weren't
now,
giving your wife...
most people are now either working outside Or sometimes with work you go abroad.
Yeah.
Then you have to come back maybe after 6 months. You have to come back.
But
Yes,
that's
yeah.
a different scenario.
situation.
No, I'm just
This
saying. We're
scenario
giving
was
examples.
together,
We're
right?
giving
Okay.
examples.
Guys, random, unrelated. Sama visa ari overseas. Wakazi wa wanu pona nigga.
Let's talk. Yeah, you see,
no,
you see
serious.
my point.
No, like seriously.
That's why we've got guys like Kyle.
Do my road angel.
He is my road angel.
Wait, what does that
He accepted.
mean? What does that mean?
Dude, we'll explain later.
I will explain with the way.
Okay, road angel.
No, you know the thing is, this I don't believe in that. Like what you said about your wife, like that day, personally I find it like, excuse my language, but I find that bullshit. There was no excuse to say 5 months not giving your wife.
So what you're saying is wrong.
In this case, okay, they were both wrong. If she never brought it up or she never tried, like we've all stayed with, okay, we've all had girlfriends, we've all stayed with girls, you guys have been married. We've all done that. Like you come home like from work late. After a week, if your girlfriend's noticed that she hasn't got any from you, she's gonna try and get some from you.
Yeah.
There's no way
Yeah.
that for the 5 months that she'd be sitting on the side and be like, he's not giving me. He's not, obviously, she's gonna the first thing she's gonna think is if you're not giving it to her, you're getting it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But most of the time, in fact, 9 out of 10 men who are cheating on their wives will still get home and sleep with their wife coming from the girlfriend's house. And that's just how it's been. So it's why, like, in Zimbabwe, like, from what I've seen personally, like, I've seen a lot of people who have their wives and girlfriends. And straight from the girlfriend's house to the wife's house, well, to his home with the wife, and they'll sleep together, everything is fine. But in your situation, I'm failing to understand how yours worked out. Where your wife wasn't getting, she wasn't trying to get some from you, you weren't trying to get some from her. You said she's a stay-at-home wife.
Yeah.
What was the excuse for you coming home and not finding her in something sexy? Something nice, waiting there for you,
4
laid
jobs,
out?
my guy.
He was busy,
I'm
he was
tired.
No, you
I
were
was
busy, but she
Yes.
was at home. You were supposed to come home and find
Was
her
she
like
trying to
that.
get some?
No, it's a lesson that he learned now.
If she wasn't
That's
trying to,
what you're
yeah, if she,
asking,
yeah,
right?
if she wasn't trying to get some from you, she was definitely talking to the guy.
Is this the Tony that I know? Sorry, tell him this story. Sorry, Tony.
Okay,
Sorry,
can we
sorry.
move on from my story? Right?
It's a good one.
Sorry, Tony.
It's a good one, bro.
Maybe he was traveling somewhere.
Yeah. Anyway,
Not denying it.
I just had to say.
there are certain. Okay, before I say what I want to say this, right?
Disclaimer.
People attach different meanings to sex. Do you understand? Right? The reason why a lot of women are able to forgive you if you screw another woman, right? And they wouldn't forgive you if you started to have a relationship with another woman is because of the meaning that they attach to sex, right? We've all been conditioned to think a certain way about sex, right? So for some women, sex is just a form of release for a man. Do you understand? So it's not that deep.
No, I
Do you
don't understand.
No. Okay, let me say it another way.
You're Rukutendera like this.
Yes. Just get it. Sex.
To the point.
Sex is not as deep to some people as it is to some. You understand? So
Yeah.
if you went to your wife, or if your wife caught you cheating with someone or sleeping with someone, right? And then she was to ask you, like, but Howard, why? And then you said, you know what, babes? I'm sorry, I just couldn't help it, right? She would probably say, okay, fine, it's okay. Is this something that we could change or whatever, the conversation that you was talking about, right? Because for her, sex is not that deep. It's just a form of release. It's not something to be, what's the word to use? It's not something so sacred. You understand? But if
I'm
you
trying to imagine.
if you attach, if to you, right? If to you, Howard, right?
Can I just say this, please?
Let me finish.
Can I just say this?
Let me
Then you can-
finish. Let me finish. But to you, right? If sex is something to be shared between one woman and one man and all of that, you know the rest of the story. Then yes, you can't forgive somebody if they cheat. Do you understand?
Can I say it now?
Sure.
Kyle, imagine you come home and you find your girlfriend or your wife in bed with somebody else, and they look you straight in the eye and say, babe, it's not that deep.
Is that possible?
I see what you
That would,
did.
There's no such thing as that.
No, not like that.
But sex means different things to different people. You understand? Like sex is not the most important thing about cheating to some people. You understand? To some people. No. I'm being honest.
But whether people have different beliefs about it, what's the truth about it?
Yeah, please, let's take a vote here.
Nobody has the luxury to anything called the truth.
Have you ever,
Because the truth is relative.
have you ever heard of any guy cheating to have a conversation?
Cheating?
With another
Yeah.
girl, cheating on his wife by having a conversation with another woman. It's not what men do. Unfortunately, it's not what men look for when they're cheating. There's no man who can say, I cheated on my wife by having a conversation with another girl.
Yo, bro,
what is-
there's some people.
But I think I get his point.
It's not only.
What he's saying is he's saying emotional cheating is worse than just having sex. Worse than just being physical.
I can see
Because you
it.
invest more when you're emotional.
That's what we're
I
saying.
can see it, but I feel like no
Because they're
cheating
now
is worse than
comparing
any
you
cheating.
like at all levels.
So how?
No,
so
no,
here's the
you-
situation. Here's the situation. If you paid for sex and your wife found out, do you think she would leave you? Do you think she would divorce you?
Probably,
Why?
because you cheated.
No.
You
paid
don't think
for
your wife
sex.
would
Yeah, but
forgive you?
you cheated.
You don't love this woman.
But you slept with her.
Yeah.
You don't think your wife would forgive you?
You don't think your wife would forgive you?
I've slept with somebody else.
Do you think your wife would forgive you if you paid for sex?
I think it would be a conversation. I think it's possible.
Do you think she would forgive you if you paid for sex? No. She wouldn't forgive you?
I think it's possible.
Would you?
I know I would never pay for sex.
I don't know.
We know every day of the week. We
Did
know.
you pay for sex every day?
I think that
We know you're just getting
you
it just
mean?
like that, bro. I know.
What do
you
you
don't have to pay for it.
I believe that most women would forgive a man because he paid for sex.
They
But they
definitely
wouldn't
would.
forgive you if you were in a relationship
Yeah, because
with
you know,
another woman.
because for
What
them
does
emotions,
sex mean to you?
I hate generalizing it though.
Yeah.
It's just coming. Like,
You're asking the wrong person.
What does sex? No, what does it mean to you? Sex.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a. For me, sex is recreation. Like it's like
This is the stockist, the one who's eating his stock.
They're
But
like
it's something that
different ends of the stick.
it's something that two people. It's fun. Like it's pleasure. That's what it is, man.
What does sex mean to you?
It depends on who you're having it with. If it's
It's all right. What does it mean to you?
Yeah.
Not to
he's
you.
asking you.
Oh, you asking me that? He didn't even answer it, but okay. I feel like sex is when it comes down to it, whether it's two souls connecting. Really, that's the most intimate part of yourself.
how do you go in someone?
That's what's happening. Even though maybe you're doing it for fun, whatever reason you're doing it, but when it comes down to it, that's actually what's happening.
How do you
So
connect with someone
let me
that
flip
you're
it.
paying?
Let me flip it. Your girlfriend. Do you
Yeah.
think she would tell you what the sex is all about coming?
Of course you want.
She won't.
Yeah,
But there's
she
some
needs
girls that
more.
might have that sentiment,
Yeah,
but because
yeah.
they don't understand what sex
Of course,
is.
we all have got booty calls. What do they want?
Yeah, but don't say we all. Right?
Speak for yourself.
In everything that you're doing, think of the other person.
Okay.
If they catch you doing that, or if you catch them doing that, how would you feel?
It depends how you establish a relationship, especially when you're open about everything.
So they'll tell you it was just, I just wanted to come,
At the end of the
and
day,
you're cool with it.
Sometimes,
Then the next thing you are ducking and
yeah, oftentimes being found on the other end of being a perpetrator, well, I would say cheating should be forgiven. Not that it's a good decision that we have made, but because we are human, we make mistakes. So it's a very difficult situation to be in, but at the end of the day, we gotta move on, we gotta be happy, and so it's a choice whether you wanna still be with the person, but forgiveness is what it takes. I would say forgive the person that has cheated on you.
at the end of the day, do you know what really counts? This is my opinion. The real reason why people leave or stay after being cheated on, it's not really much about the sex, right? It's about looking at the relationship and saying, okay, So we've been together for 10 years, right? We've got 2 kids together. We've built a house. We've got a business. You know, we've got all these things going on, right? And then you put that on the one hand, right? This is all of that, which I've just said on the one hand, right? And then you say, okay, and then on the other hand, there's let's call her Cynthia.
You
There's
like
one
Cynthia?
So Cynthia
Maybe one day you tell us a story about
is
Cynthia.
a girl with a booty who stays in wherever, right? That my husband, boyfriend, happened to have sex with, right? So do I want to give this up, right, for this? And most people, you will be shocked, will choose this over that, right? Which explains why our fathers got caught so many times cheating over the years, right? It even goes deeper. Kuti mudhara wepadheni anotozivikanwa kunzi mudhara waHoward ana tu kumabvuku ukunzwisisa, but your mother never left. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, it's really not that deep.
I don't know if that's the reason why they don't leave. I feel like it's a cultural thing. Because I feel like one of the things is women don't want to leave their marriage because then they're divorced. And then what is my family going to say? Like, because it's not socially acceptable, culturally acceptable for the woman to leave a marriage.
But the point is they stay, right?
Yeah, but why they stay matters.
Why do they stay when you cheat? I'm not saying you cheat, but why do they stay when you cheat? Or do they stay?
Fewer people leave.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Well, it depends. They stay hoping you'll change. Well, personally, from experience, they stay hoping I'll change.
And you don't change.
I never said I did.
They just get smarter, but they don't change.
No, we do change. The thing is,
Just get smarter.
it just depends on the woman and what she weighs out, or the guy. But it all just depends on the situation. Honestly, I believe it depends on the situation. As you said, you have to weigh out your options. What it is. If you're in a relationship, you guys have no kids and stuff, fine, fair enough. He cheats, you're gone. Or she cheats, you're gone. If you're married and your wife cheats on you, that's a different story. I haven't been there yet, but personally, I think I would never accept that.
There's a higher chance that you will forgive and that you won't leave.
Let's say when you are cheating, like we're saying, it's either it's emotional or it's just to relieve yourself or just for a moment.
Yeah.
So when it's deep, like let's say it's because you're actually in love with the other person.
Yeah.
There are issues there. But as long as you are disrespecting her in the process, let's say you don't even hide it, you don't even try to, to put it under even the phone, you let it ring, then she can see the other person who's calling. That way, in a way, how do you expect her to forgive you?
You know, the problem with this topic that we're talking about, it's got so many dynamics.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, we can go on and on and on and on and talking about this, but I think in a nutshell, from what I've deduced,
In a nutshell.
okay, I'm done. I have to go. No, man. No.
Okay,
man.
Mr. Nutshell.
This is where it starts, because he's busy thinking about nothing.
It's crazy.
But the takeaway is, would you forgive a cheater?
I
I'm
think
sure
I would.
from what you guys are saying, maybe except for Kyle,
I have done it before.
I've noted that you guys,
I've done it before.
you can forgive. Not so sure why you would jump to say we forgive, because you also do the same things.
Well, okay, yeah.
All right.